Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report, second stimulus check update, and second stimulus package update. Happy Wednesday everybody, and hope you're having a great day so far. According to Bloomberg News, Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the House plans to proceed Thursday on a bill to replace the $600 stimulus checks with the $2,000 payments that Trump said he wants. The California Democrats said Trump should put pressure on his fellow Republicans, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, to agree to ask House members to unanimously pass the measure to increase the amount of payments to most Americans. McCarthy's agreement is required to go ahead with a unanimous consent request, Pelosi noted. So hopefully, folks, the House Republicans will be able to pass more stimulus relief and more stimulus checks of $2,000.
Bill nearly a week after it was passed in Congress. For days, the president demanding Congress increase the size of the stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000, something House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the president agreed on. But Republicans wouldn't budge on the deal's price tag. The president signing the bill from Florida, where he is spending the Christmas holiday with his family. The bill in limbo for days. The White House had indicated the president would sign it when it hit his desk. But in a surprise move, he released this Twitter video Tuesday blasting the compromise.
It really is a disgrace.
Republicans caught off guard, pleading with Trump to sign the bill that came together after months of bipartisan negotiations with members of the president's team.
If you want to make a $2,000 checks, negotiate that from the beginning.
I understand he wants to be remembered for advocating for big checks, but the danger is he'll be remembered for chaos and misery and erratic behavior if he allows this to expire.
Trump has made his call for $2,000 stimulus checks and he could delay direct payments. Stimulus checks of $600 per person were criticized by Trump on Tuesday. Mr. Trump called the payments ridiculously low and insisted on $2,000 per person instead. But Trump's initiative could be rejected by members of his own party, who have vowed to try to keep the total cost of the bill down. As Congress moves to finalize a new round of stimulus relief funding, President Trump threw a wild card into negotiations on Tuesday and made his demand for $2,000 stimulus checks per individual. Currently, the bill provides $600 per person or $12,000 per couple, plus $600 for every dependent under 17. Trump said in a video released on Tuesday, "I'm asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple." Democrats, who have fought for higher $1,200 payments, agreed. Pelosi tweeted in response, "Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it." But according to NBC New York, getting approval for those higher payments could be easier said than done. These $600 stimulus checks make up about $166 billion of the total $900 billion package. Estimates from the Tax Foundation indicate the payments would cost $174 billion in federal revenue. Raising the amount of the second stimulus checks to $2,000 would bring the total cost of the bill up. Exactly how much would depend on the terms of the payments and whether the $2,000 sums would also apply to dependents. If it is $2,000 per adult and $600 per dependent, the cost could roughly be around $500 billion, according to a senior vice president at the Bipartisan Policy Center.
Tomorrow, the president's Treasury Secretary was on the record telling Americans their stimulus checks would arrive before the new year.
People are going to see this money at the beginning of next week.
The whiplash from Washington has kept Americans on edge.
It is an insult to small businesses, it's an insult to the working poor, and it's an insult to the unemployed.
I worry and I care about myself and my family. We need COVID relief so bad.
Desperation at this point to get that bill passed. For the latest, let's go to Rachel Scott in Washington. Rachel, we're hearing from so many Americans who are suffering, many of them wondering what's happening next, especially with the president tweeting just moments ago.
Lawmakers will be returning back to Washington this week to consider overriding the president just days after he vetoed the defense spending bill. Leaders on both sides of the aisle say that money is absolutely critical for the military, and if it is successful, it will be the first veto override of the Trump administration.
It's probably going to hitch a ride.
Now, folks, last week there was a showdown on the Senate floor where Senator Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley separately asked for an up or down vote for their proposals for $1,200 direct payments, similar to those made in the CARES Act. Both times, the moves were rejected by Senator Ron Johnson, the Republican from Wisconsin, who cited concerns about the deficit. Now, NBC New York does NBC New York goes on to report that a similar story could play out this week. The House will attempt to pass a bill with $2,000 payments on Thursday by unanimous consent, and it would be rejected if just one Republican votes no. Or some Senate Republicans also likely would not be willing to approve the higher payments, though Josh Hawley tweeted support for Trump's proposal. Such a move put Republican lawmakers on defense, is a statement Ed Mills made, the Washington policy analyst at Raymond James. He also went on to purport. Mills also added, the Georgia Senate races are the target here, as Republicans will be forced to defend a no vote on the increased payments days before the January 5th runoff vote. Congress did pass a new $900 billion stimulus and economic relief package on Tuesday, and it would extend the unemployment benefits for millions of Americans in need. The extended relief package passed the House and the Senate by overwhelmingly margins. But according to Times.com, President Trump has yet to sign the bill and said late Tuesday he'd like to see bigger stimulus payments included.
We knew all along that Trump wanted larger stimulus checks, but he had Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin in the room negotiating for him, and Mnuchin kind of gave his okay for these $600 checks. Asking for more, asking for $2,000 really aligns Trump with Democrats, especially progressives who have said that Americans need at least $2,000 to get through this stage of the pandemic crisis. And so this latest move by Trump really puts a lot of pressure on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to see whether he's going to side with progressives or with the president.
Yeah, and of course, Speaker Nancy Pelosi totally capitalizing on that as well, right? I mean, she's urging Republicans to consider this increase to the one-time payment. Have we heard anything from the Republican side? How are they responding? How are they scrambling?
Yeah, we just heard from, we heard from from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. He spoke to Republicans in a private call just about...
Once any relief bill becomes law, a lot of logistics for these programs still await guidance from various agencies like the Department of Labor. Advisor at Employ America said, we're not going to get all this ready before these programs are set to expire. It extends a temporarily supplemental $300 per week in unemployment benefits for all unemployed workers, a decrease from the $600 in additional benefits provided to unemployed workers by the CARES Act that ended in July. Now, Time.com goes on to say that it also extends the pandemic unemployment assistance and the pandemic emergency unemployment compensation. The PEUC program provides benefits for self-employed workers, freelancers, and other gig workers who typically aren't eligible for state unemployment benefits. News in regards to your second stimulus check and the unemployment benefits. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. On this channel is provided with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check updates, so be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.